Everyone, hope everything is going well. I've been getting DMs, I've been getting comments, and people are saying, who cares if Jeff Wilson is lying or not? Well, people told me that I was a crank or people have been commenting, doing videos about me when I did about close to 30 videos on card porn and kept on doing videos about it. I was called a crackpot. I was going overboard. I wasn't, based on what we know right now of that guy. And we have to ask this question: is Jeff Wilson pumping and dumping these cards? And are other people pumping the Star84 cards? This is a valid question. Now, about Wednesday or Thursday, I thought that, yeah, there's probably some hanky panky going on, but it isn't as bad as now how I think it is. I think it's much worse. And that's why I would like to see Jeff Wilson answer some questions. And some people would be like, okay, these cards are out of your price range. You don't spend this money on cards. Well, the thing is, people in my audience, some people may spend that money, and it is useful to my audience, be whether it's 100 people watching or 1,000 people watching, whatever it is, there are a few people that should be informed of what's going on, because you have to remember Jeff Wilson is tied to a lot of content creators, and a lot of content creators have their hands tied behind their back where they can't speak the truth to the extent that they want to. I get it. Some people need sponsorship money to fund their family, expenses, whatever, fine. But who's going to speak the truth? It's only going to be a few channels, or the truth to the best of their knowledge and best of the information that's out there. Now go to Jeff Wilson, and we have to look at it. Is there pumping and dumping going on his end? If we want to review the facts, we can. He bought a card ending in, it was 106, I believe. I could look up the cert numbers. I posted on Instagram. But anyways, this card he bought from Dave at the National 2022 for $100,000. And now this card, Jeff Wilson said he did not sell. Okay, if he did not sell this card, then why is it on John Weiss's registry? PSA registry. I emailed John Weiss, CEO of Human Design. Hey, what's going on with this card? Is this your card? I sent it in a more professional way, but I said, hey, is this your card? And a lot of people are going after Jeff Wilson. They're accusing him of potentially lying. No response as of yet. Okay. And in the comment section, Jeff Wilson saying that, hey, look, I didn't sell. Okay, you didn't sell. And then another person has the card. Someone in the comment section said that Jeff Wilson sold. I haven't heard Jeff Wilson, confirm or deny this, because number one, where Jeff Wilson messed up, he says he is $144,000 card profit. You can't have that on an unrealized gain, especially of a card that's not yours, that was sold on Golden Auction, and also has that card been paid. Okay, that's one thing. Two, you have to look at the fact that Jeff Wilson showed another card. Oh, this is my PSA 8 card. That was a card with a different cert number, I believe, if I remember correctly, ending in 665. PSA 8, yes. Now, does Jeff Wilson own a bunch of these cards? If he owns a bunch of these cards, and he's going out there on Instagram saying, oh, to the moon, like, if you say that, I think for some securities, especially crypto, to the moon, I think I saw it on Twitter that he said it, that could potentially raise eyebrows with the regulatory agencies out there. like, I'm not a big government guy, but I'm just saying, like, I try to avoid saying to the moon now because of that. And I remember seeing that. Now, he could correct me if I'm wrong, if he didn't say that, but if he's like pushing these star cards out there saying, oh, record sale, this and that, I made money, or yeah, you made money, but is it a realized gain? Is it an unrealized gain? And then two, do you have multiple copies of PSA star cards, of 1984 Jordan star cards? If you do, besides the other star cards that he's been collecting, what's the agenda of him? Is he trying to pump and dump? Is he trying to gaslight his viewers to buy into this hype cycle and sell those cards to them? And then he could say, hey, I made money on these cards. Look at all these people that mock me. I'm actually making money. I've invested in businesses here. So all of you guys can be quiet. Jeff Wilson needs to really explain himself, because if he's lying about him, not selling the card, and if he actually did sell the card to John Weiss, this is a huge problem. Why would someone lie if this is the case? And you have to ask the question. Some of the content creators that can talk about this, is he pumping and dumping? Because we know the other content creators can't talk about this. Because the issue that I had with Great Curator a couple of years ago, and why I went aggressive after him, was he was being deceptive about the cards that he had, or the cards that he bought. It was a Rock Auto. And he says, oh, this card is about $2,500. On eBay, 5-6 days beforehand, it was a card that was purchased for about $1,500, $1,600. So why would the Great Curator, if you bought a card 6 days before, why would he say that it's $2,500? In my opinion, he's trying to artificially hype up the comp. And he's trying to mislead people. And he was also talking about Josh Luber's paper. And in that paper, he was talking about the hype. He didn't talk about the hype cycle, but he kept on talking about Josh Luber. And he said, that is very important. You need to be positive. Why did Great Curator want everyone to be positive? In my opinion, it was because he wanted to prolong the hype cycle as much as possible. So when you have all these positive guys out there, like Jeff Wilson and Curator and all of them, they all hang around each other. I believe they want to prolong the hype cycle as much as possible. Number one, because they're invested in this hobby, Jeff Wilson more than Curator. And two, I'm not sure if he's trying to dump those cards onto naive people in the hobby to take advantage of that hype cycle and mislead people in the hobby, his followers. He has a large following. It's not like he has, a few hundred subscribers. If Jeff Wilson had a few hundred subscribers was doing this, I would probably let it go. But you're talking about YouTube channel of 339,000 followers. I think on one of his Instagram channel, he has 72,000 followers, and other 150,000 followers. Oh, so what I think he needs to do, he needs to say, hey, either he sold the card to John Weiss, or John Weiss and him both own the card. And if he won't respond to that, there's a lot of more people that will think that he's being nefarious in this case. And there's a lot of, you could say, circumstantial evidence that he's doing hanky-panky. Now, it could totally change if he comes out clean, says, hey, look, multiple people own that card and I'm one of the owners. If he says that, okay, then this thing would probably die down. Even though He said $144,000 card profit, and that was not his card on Golden. Okay, that's absurd, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And then the comment section, he's trying to, downplay it. And then he shows another card of PSA 8. So, how many cards does he have of this? Is he trying to corner the market? The other issue that I had with Curator is he's talking all positive and all that. He's cornering the market. Is Jeff Wilson trying to corner the market in Star84, and he's manipulating the situation, or he may be manipulating the situation and deceiving his audience? He needs to answer these questions. Because if he does not, a lot of pushback content creators are going to go after him even more aggressively. So, my advice to Jeff Wilson, come clean, tell us, hey, do you own it with John Weiss, or is there some mistake on the PSA registry? And two, how many other PSA 8 Jordans do you have? How many PSA Star cards do you have? Because if you don't do it and you're hyping it up, people will start to think that you're pumping and dumping rather than you just being giddy that you've made a call in 2022 where people did mock you and now the prices have gone up. So it is what it is. I would like to hear his response, but I don't think he will say anything. And once again, a lot of people can't speak up because they have their hands tied behind their backs, because they don't want Fanatics to get mad, they don't want Jeff Wilson to get mad, and they do want to be part of the go along, get along gang. So it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.